Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय
राधे कृष्ण भगवान की
जय
बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय
हरे कृष्णा जी
कृष्णा
शुरू करते हैं।
जी
कल हम लोग अक्रूर के बारे में पढ़ रहे थे, हाउ अक्रूर comes to Nandgaon Gokul and informs them that he has come to take Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Balram to Mathura, and that is Kansa's plan. So but he comes to Gokul with all those thought process, like how fortunate he is that he is going to see the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. And then he imagines so many things, and then he finds that all those things which he was thinking comes true, and he is really, he really gets the bliss of Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Shri Balram. And then they take him for dinner. After the dinner, that's what we are talking about, what happens after that. So we'll start from Shlok 7.
दृष्ट्यादि दर्शनम स्वानाम मह्यम वह सौम्य कांक्षितम सज्जातम वर्णिताम तात तवागमन कारणम. By good fortune we have today fulfilled our desire to see you, our dear relative. Oh gentle uncle, please tell us why you have come. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So this is Lord Shri Krishna talking to Akrur. And
Yeah.
Akrur is their uncle. He's asking Akrur, why have you come to Nandagaon? Shri Shukvacha Pristo Bhagavata Sarva Varnayamasa Madhava Veranubandham Yudusu Vasudevadho Dhamam. Sukdev Goswami said, in response to the Supreme Lord's request, Akrur, the descendant of Madhu, described the whole situation, including King Kansa's enmity toward the Yadus and his attempt to murder Vasudeva. Okay, so that's what then Akrur informs Lord Shri Krishna.
Yat sandesho yadartham va dutah sampreshitah sayam yadukte narade nasya sujanma nakudundaveh. Akrura relayed the message he had been sent to deliver. He also described Kansa's real intentions and how Narad had informed Kansa that Krishna had been born as the son of Vasudeva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Akrur tells Shri Krishna like how Narad Muni informed Krishna, Narad Muni informed Kans that Krishna has been born as the son of Vasudeva and that he is the one who is going to actually kill Kans. Srutva kurvacha Krishno balakshya paravirah prahasyanandam pitaram ragyadhishtam vijagyatu hai. Lord Krishna and Lord Balram, the vanquisher of heroic opponents, laughed when they heard Akrur's words. The lords then informed their father, Nanda Maharaj, of King Kansa's orders.
Gopan samadhi shatso api ग्रहेतो सर्वगोरसः उपायनानि ग्रही ध्वं यज्यन्तां शक्तानि च यास्यामः शो मधुपुरीं दास्यामो नृपते रसान् द्रक्ष्यामः सुमहत्पर्व यान्ति जानपदाः किल एवमाघो शत शयत क्षत्रानंद गोपा स्वगोकुले. Nanda Maharaj then issued orders to the cowherd men by having the village constable make the following announcement throughout Nanda's domain of Brija. Go collect all the available milk products, bring valuable gifts and yoke your wagons. Tomorrow we shall go to Mathura, present our milk products to the king and see a very great festival. The residents of all the outlying districts are also going. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gopestastadupshrutya Bhurvarthita Brishan Ramakrishno Purim Netu Makrūram Vrijamagatam. When the young gopis heard that Akrūra had come to Vrij to take Krishna and Balram to the city, they became extremely distressed.
काश्चित् कृतम हत्ताप श्वास सम्लान मुखश्रियः श्रन संसद दुकूल वलय केशाग्र नेत्यश्च काश्चन. Some gopis felt so pained at heart that their faces turned pale from their heavy breathing. Others were so anguished that their dresses, bracelets, and braids became loose. Hare Krishna.
Nyakshay tadanu dhyana nivrita shesha vrityah nabhya jananimam lokam atma lokam gata iva. Other gopis entirely stopped their sensory activities and became fixed in meditation on Krishna. They lost all awareness of the external world, just like those who attain the platform of self-realization. He says, Lok Atma Lokam Igataiva, like people who attain the self-realization, realize their soul, they don't know and they don't want to be aware of the external world. And that's how the gopis became fixed in meditation on Krishna, because they heard that Krishna is going to leave Gokul. Yeah. And the gopis were in fact already on the platform of self-realization. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 20.108 states, Jevera Swarup Haya Krishnera Nitya Das. The self or individual soul is an eternal servant of Krishna. Thus, because they were rendering the most intense loving service to the Lord, the gopis were situated at the highest stage of self-realization.
Smarantyaksvaparaha shorer nuragasmitateritaha hradi sprashaschi trapadah girih sammumuha striya. And still other young women fainted simply by remembering the words of Lord Sori Krishna. These words, decorated with wonderful phrases and expressed with affectionate smiles, would deeply touch the young girls' hearts. Hare Krishna.
Gatim sullitam chestam snigdhasavalokanam shokapahani narmani prodhyam charitani cha chintayanto mukundasya bhita virah katira sametaha sandasya prochura shumukhyo achyutasaya. The gopis were frightened at the prospect of even the briefest separation from Lord Mukund. So now, as they remembered his graceful gait, his pastimes, his affectionate, smiling glances, his heroic deeds, and his joking words, which would relieve their distress, they were beside themselves with anxiety at the thought of the great separation about to come. They gathered in groups and spoke to one another, their faces covered with tears and their minds fully absorbed in Achyut.
Shri Gopya Uchuhu Aho Vidata Stava Na Kachidadaya Sanyoji Metriya Pranayena Dehinaha Tanscha Katarthana Vyunachya Parthakam Vikridita Te Arbhak Chestitam Yatha. The gopis said, O Providence, you have no mercy. You bring embodied creatures together in friendship and love and then senselessly separate them before they fulfill their desires. This whimsical play of yours is like a child's game. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, and then they start saying that you have no mercy. Aho vidhatat swa na kvachit daya. Like you have no daya. And this is like Vikriditam. The abhark is like kids. It's like a child's game is what you are playing. Is how gopis are reacting to this. Yastvam pradarshasitu kuntilavritam mukundavakram sukapola शोकापनोदस्मितलेश सुन्दरं करोषि paroksham sadhu te kritam. Having shown us Mukund's face, framed by dark locks and beautified by his fine cheeks, raised nose, and gentle smiles, which eradicate all misery, you are now making that face invisible. This behavior of yours is not at all good. Is how gopis are reacting, and they are saying like, how Mukund Vaktam Su Kapol Munnasa, like how his beautified fine cheeks and raised nose, Nasam, yeah. And what happens with that? Shok Panod Smith Sundara, like Shok is taken away by that. It says eradicates all miseries. Yeah. And of course, now that face will become invisible, and that's not a good kritam. That's not a sadhu te kritam. That's not a good kritam, is what gopis are thinking through for Lord Shri Krishna.
Krurastam Krur Sama Kriyas Ramana Ramanashchukshur Dattam Harse Batagyavat Yenaik Deshe Akhil Sarga Saustavam Tadiya Madraksham Vayam Madhudushaha. O Providence, though you come here with the name Akrūra, you are indeed cruel, for like a fool you are, taking away what you once gave us. Those eyes with which we have seen, even in one feature of Lord Madhu Disa, form the perfection of your entire creation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. नंद सुनुह क्षण भंग सोरिदः समीक्षते न स्वकृतातुरावत विहाय गेहान स्वजनान सुतान पतिम स्तेद्वाश्वंदोपगता नवप्रियः. Alas, Nand's son, who breaks loving friendships in a second, will not even look directly at us. Forcibly brought under his control, we abandoned our homes, relatives, children, and husbands just to serve him. But he is always looking for new lovers.
Sukham pravata rajniyamashishah satya babhuvuh puryoshitam dhruvam yaha sampravistasya mukham vrajaspateha pasyantya pangotkalita smitasavam. The dawn following this night will certainly be auspicious for the women of Mathura. All their hopes will now be fulfilled, for as the Lord of Brija enters their city, they will be able to drink from his face the nectar of the smile emanating from the corners of his eyes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. ताशां मुकुन्दो मधुमज्जुभाषिते गृहीतचितः परिवानमनश्वपि कथं पुनर्न प्रतियाशते अबला ग्राम्याः सलज्जस्मितविभ्रेम भ्रमण. O gopis, although our Mukund is intelligent and very obedient to his parents, once he has fallen under the spell of the honey sweet words of the women of Mathura and had been enchanted by their alluring shy smiles, how will he ever return to us unsophisticated village girls? Is how gopis are thinking.
अद्य ध्रुवं तत्र दृशो भविष्यते दाशाः भोजान्ध कृतिभ्रष्टिसात्वतां महोत्सवा श्रीरमणं गुणास्पदं द्रक्ष्यन्ति ये चाध्वनि देवकी सुतं. When the darshas, bhojas, andhaks, brashnis, and sattvas see the son of Devaki in Mathura, they will certainly enjoy a great festival for their eyes, as will all those who see him traveling along the road to the city. After all, he is the darling of the goddess of fortune and the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, this is how gopis are thinking when they come to know that Lord Sri Krishna and Balram will be going to Mathura. They are feeling the separation already and they are thinking that Mathura people will get a great joy, but they are going to miss Lord Sri Krishna. And then when they're describing this, they are saying that after all, he is the darling of goddess of fortune. Yeah, says here. Mahotsava Sri Ramanam. Yeah, goddess of fortune. Gun Ispadam. He has all the gunas. Drakshanti Che Chadhvani Devaki Sutam. He is reservoir of all the transcendental qualities. Is how gopis are thinking. Hare Krishna Ajay.
हरे कृष्णा सॉरी सब लेट हो गया मैत द्विधस्क्या करुणस्य नाम भू द्रुकर तदतीव दारुणः यो सावनाश्वासस्य सुदुःखितं जनं प्रियात् प्रियं नेष्यति पारं ध्वनः. He who is doing the merciless deed should not be called Akrūra. He is so extremely cruel that without even trying to console the sorrowful residents of Vraj, he is taking away Krishna, who is more dear to us than life itself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so gopis are thinking this. They say like Akrūra is not the right name for him. Yeah, he is actually extremely cruel, is what they are saying, because he is taking away Krishna, who is more dear to us than life itself. Priyat priyam neshyati param dhvanah. Right? He is more priya to us than ourselves, and Akrūra is taking them away. अनाद्रधीरेषु स्मास्थितो रथम तमनवमी च त्वरयन्ति दुर्मदाः गोपा अनोभियस्ति वेरुपेक्षितं देवं च नोऽघं प्रतिकूलमिहते. Hard-hearted Krishna has already mounted the chariot, and now the foolish cowherds are hurrying after him in their bullock carts. Even the elders are saying nothing to stop him. Today, fate is working against us. Yeah, Pratikul Mihate is how gopis are thinking that Lord Krishna is going to Mathura.
Nivarayamaha samupetya madhavam ki no karisyan kulabradha bandhavaha mukunda sangatni visharda dusyajad devena vidvansita dina chetasam. Let us directly approach Madhav and stop him from going. What can our family elders and other relatives do to us? Now that fate is separating us from Mukunda, our hearts are already wretched for we cannot bear to give up his association even for a fraction of a second. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Yasya Nurag Lalit Smith Valgumantra Leela Valok Parirambham Parambhar Ras Sagoshtham Nitaha Ismana Chanmev Chanada Vinatam Gopyah Katham Nwati Tarem Tamodurantam. When he brought us to the assembly of Ras dance, where he enjoyed his affectionate and charming smiles, his delightful secret talks, his playful glances, and his embraces, we passed many nights as if they were a single moment. O gopis, how can we possibly cross over the insurmountable darkness of his absence? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So that's what gopis are thinking, that how are they going to now survive if Lord Sri Krishna is gone to Mathura. Hare Krishna, Prem sir.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yona
पढ़ोगे?
Yona Kakshay Vraj Mant Sakha Parito Gope Vrishnan Kuraju Rital Krasak Venum Kwanam Smith Kata Shanir Dikshanin Chitam Chino Mumrite Nu Katham Bhavem. How can we exist without Anant's friend Krishna, who in the evening would return to Vraj in the company of the cowherd boys, his hair and garland powdered with the dust raised by the cow's hooves. As he played his flute, he would captivate our minds with his smiling sidelong glances. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, and gopis are remembering all this already, right? Says Venum Kwanam Smith Kataksha Nirikshanena, right? His smiling side lobe glances will captivate gopis' minds when he plays his flute, and all those things are being remembered by gopis. Shri Shukvacha Evam Bruvana Virhatura Vrisham Vijay Striha Krishna Vishakta Manasa hai Visrijya Lajjam Rurudha Sma Suswaram Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Sukdev Goswami said, after speaking these words, the ladies of Vrij, who are so attached to Krishna, felt extremely agitated by their imminent separation from him. They forgot all shame and loudly cried out, O Govinda, O Damodar, O Madhva. Anilji?
स्त्रीणमेवं रुदन्ति नामुदिते सवितर्यथ अक्रूरश्चोदयामास कृतमैत्रादिको रथम्. But even as the gopis cried out in this way, Akrura, having at sunrise performed his morning worship and other duties, began to drive the chariot. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Akrura started the Ratham. Yeah, started driving the chariot with Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Balram. Hare Krishna, Rinaji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Gopastam अन्वसज्जन्त नन्दाद्याः शकटैस्ततः आदायोपायनं भूरि कुम्भान् घोरससंभृतान्. Led by Nand Maharaj, the cowherd men followed behind Lord Krishna in their wagons. The men brought along many offerings for the king, including clay pots filled with ghee and other milk products. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So as we were reading in the previous Adhyay, Akrura, comes to Nandgaon, Gokul, to take Krishna and Balram to Mathura based on Kansa's plans. And Akrūra actually informs Lord Shri Krishna about the whole plan and how Narad Muni told Kans that Lord Krishna is the one who is going to kill him. And in spite of all that, they all are going to Mathura with Akrūra. Ajay?
गोप्यश्च दैतं कृष्ण मनुव्रज्यानुरञ्जिताः प्रत्यादेशं भगवतः काण्डच्छन्त श्रावत स्थिरे. With his glance, Lord Krishna somewhat pacified the gopis, and they also followed behind for some time. Then, hoping he would give them some instruction, they stood still. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
तस्तथा तप्यति विरक्ष्य स्वप्रस्थाने यदुत्तमम् सान्त्वयास्मास् सप्रेमे रास्यस्य इति दात्यके. As he departed, that best of the Yadavas saw how the gopis were lamenting, and thus he consoled them by sending a messenger with this loving promise, I will return. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yavadalakshyater yavadarrenuradhasya cha anuprastapitatmano lekhyanivo plakshita. Sending their minds after Krishna, the gopis stood as motionless as figures in a painting. They remained there as long as the flag atop the chariot was visible, and even until they could no longer see the dust raised by the chariot wheels. Yeah, so gopis kept waiting there. Anilji?
निराशा निव व्रत गौर गोविंद विनीत वर्तने विशोका आहनि नियुर्गास्यन्त्यस प्रियचेष्टितम्. The gopis then turned back without hope that Govind would ever return to them. Full of sorrow, they began to spend their days and nights chanting about the pastimes of their beloved. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vinay?
भगवानपि सम्प्राप्तो रामाक्रूरयत् युतो नृप रथेन वायुवेगेन कालिन्दीमघनाशिनीम्. My dear King, the Supreme Lord Krishna, traveling as swiftly as the wind in that chariot with Lord Balram and Akrūra, arrived at the river Kalindi, which destroys all sins. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. River Kalindi, that's the Yamuna river. And what is mentioned about that is which destroys all sins. Yeah, this is what Sukdev Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj about how Lord Sri Krishna is traveling with Akrūra. Yeah, and says here Kalindi Adhanasini. Yeah, Kalindi river which destroys all sins. Yeah? Srila Jiva Goswami comments that Lord Krishna secretly lamented his separation from the gopis. These transcendental feelings of the Lord are part of his supreme pleasure potency. Ajay?
तत्रोपस्पृश्यस्य पानीयं पीत्वा मृष्टं मणिप्रभुं वृक्ष षण्मुपव्रज सरामो रथमाविशत. The river's sweet water was more effulgent than brilliant jewels. After Lord Krishna had touched it for purification, he drank some from his hand. Then he had the chariot moved near a grove of trees and climbed back on along with Balaram. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Akrūra sta upamantria निश्चय च रथोपरि कालिन्द्या हृदयम् अगत्या स्नानं विधिवद् आचरत्. Akrūra also asked the two lords to take their seats on the chariot. Then, taking their permission, he went to a pool in the Yamuna and took his bath as enjoined in the scriptures. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So Kalinda, so Akrūra also then goes to take a bath in the Yamuna river. Nimajya tasmin salile japana brahma sanatanam taveva didrishya kruro Rama Krishna samanvito. While immersing himself in the water and reciting eternal mantras from the Vedas, Akrūra suddenly saw Balram and Krishna before him. Yeah. So actually he left Lord Balram and Lord Krishna on the chariot. He went into Yamuna river, but when he was taking a bath, he suddenly sees Lord Krishna and Lord Balram in front of him. Anilji?
Tarathastho kata miha suta vanak dunduve tarhi swityandane narata itu majya vichastasa tatrapi cha yatha purva masino punareva saha nyamajjad darshanam yanme mrashaki salile tayo. Akrūra thought, how can the two sons of Ankadunduvi, who are sitting in the chariot, be standing here in the water? They must have left the chariot. But when he came out of the river, there they were on the chariot, just as before. Asking himself, was the vision I had of them in the water an illusion? Akrūra re-entered the pool. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is being mentioned is as soon as Akrūra saw them, Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Balram, and then he came back to the chariot, and in the chariot, he still sees Lord Shri Krishna and Balram sitting there. So then he thinks he probably had an illusion that he actually saw Lord Krishna and Lord Balram in the river, and then he re-enters into the pool. Hare Krishna, Vinodji.
Hare Krishna, Bhaiya.
No, Parag?
Should I read? Bhuyastat rapi so draksit stuyam manam ahiswaram siddha karana gandharvar asurair nata gandharah sahasra sirasam devam sahasra phana maulinam nilambaram visa swaitam isnagraha swaitam ivasthitam. There Akrūra now saw Anant says, the lord of the serpents, receiving praise from Siddhas, Karanas, Gandharvas, and demons, who all had their heads bowed. The personality of Godhead, whom Akrūra saw, had thousands of heads, thousands of hoods, and thousands of helmets. His blue garment and his fair complexion, as white as the filaments of a lotus stem, made him appear like white Kailash mountain with its many peaks. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so all this is happening when Akrūra is taking Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Balram to Mathura, and on the way they stop by at Yamuna river, and when Akrūra is taking a bath, first he sees Lord Shri Krishna and now he sees Lord Balram. Yeah, he sees the Ananta Sesh. And how does this, right? Sees the Maheshwaram, and he sees that all the Siddhas, Charanas, Gandharvas, yeah, all these are glorifying Lord Seshnath. And also he's saying that he has Sahastra Shir, yeah, Sahastra, thousands of Shirsham Devam, Sahastra Fan Molikam, yeah, the Nath Fan Molikam, and he's of course Nilambaram Vishwetam Sringe Shvet Stitam, which means, yeah, his blue garment and his fair complexion, as white as the filaments of a lotus stem, made him appear like white Kailash mountain with its many peaks. Ajay?
तस्योत्संगे घनश्यामं पीतकौशेय वाससं पुरुषं चतुर्भुजं शान्तं पद्यपत्रारुणेक्षणं चारुप्रसन्नवदनं चारुहास्यनिरीक्षणं शुभ्रूनसं चारुकर्ण सुखपोलारुणाधरं प्रलम्ब पीवरभुजं तुङ्गसोरः स्थलश्रयं कम्बुकण्ठं निम्रानाभि वलिमत्पल्लवोदरम्. Akrūra then saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead lying peacefully on the lap of Lord Anant's Sesh. The complexion of that Supreme Person was like a dark blue cloud. He wore yellow garments and had 4 arms and reddish lotus petal eyes. His face looked attractive and cheerful with its smiling, endearing glance and lovely eyebrows. Its raised nose and finely formed ears, and its beautiful cheeks and reddish lips. The Lord's broad shoulders and expansive chest were beautiful, and his arms long and stout. His neck resembled a conch shell. His navel was deep, and his abdomen bore lines like those of a banyan leaf. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Then Akrūra first sees the Sheshnag, and then he sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, lying peacefully on the lap of Lord Anant Sesh. And then he describes how the Lord resembles, in terms of everything. So, okay.
Brihat Kati Tata Shroni Karobho Ru Tvayatvitam Charu Janu Yugam Charu Jangha Yugal Samyuktam Tung Gulfaruna Nakha Vrata Diditir Vratam Navanguli Angustha Tadair Vilasapada Pankajam. He had large loins and hips, thighs like an elephant's trunk, and shapely knees and shanks. His raised ankles reflected the brilliant effulgence emanating from the nails of his petal-like toes, which beautified his lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sumhar mani varte kirit kataka gandhe kati sutra brahma sutra hara nupur kundale Bhrajamanam padmakaram shankha chakra gadadharam Shri vatsa vakshasham bhrajat kostum vanmalinam. Adorned with a helmet, bracelets, and armlets, which were all bedecked with many priceless jewels, and also with a belt, a sacred thread, necklaces, ankle bells, and earrings, the Lord shone with dazzling effulgence. In one hand, he held a lotus flower, in the others, a conch shell, discus, and club. Gracing his chest were the Srivat's mark, the brilliant Kaustubh gem, and a flower garland. And who is thinking this? Who is seeing this? Who is seeing Akrūra, right? Akrūra, when he's taking a bath in Yamuna river, he first sees the Seshnag, and then he's seeing Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, right? And then he's describing this is how he's seeing him. Yeah, he says that he also has Padma Karam, lotus hands, has what? Shankh, Chakra, Gada, Dharam. Yeah, we always see that how Lord Vishnu appears. In 4 hands, one hand he has Padma, yeah, the lotus flower, and in Shankh, Chakra, and then Gada. Yeah, and then it also says Sri Vatsa Vakshusham. Lord Sri Krishna, right, has a Shri words on the chest. Like you can see also in Tirupati Balaji Mandir where you see the Shri words. Yeah, Goddess Lakshmi and there, and then of course the Kaustubh money. And this is how Akrūra is seeing darshan of Lord Shri Krishna. Anilji?
Sunandan Nanda Pramukhay Parshadaya Sankadivi Sureshayar Brihar Rudra Dorna Bhabiksha Dujosameh प्रहलाद नारद वसु प्रमुखैर भाग वतोत्तमैः स्तूयमानं प्रथवा वैर्व चोभिर्मलानात्मी नाभिः श्रिया पुष्ट्या गिरा कान्त्या कीर्त्या तुष्टयेलयोर्ज्या विद्यया शक्त्या मायया च निषेवितम्. Encircling the Lord and worshipping him were Nanda, Sunanda and his other personal attendants, Sanak and the other Kumaras, Brahma, Rudra and other chief demigods, the 9 chief Brahmans and the best of the saintly devotees, headed by Prahlad, Narad and Uprikara, preacher, Vasu. Each of these great personalities was worshipping the Lord by chanting sanctified words of praise in his own unique mood. Also in attendance were the Lord's principal internal potencies, Shri, Pushti, Gir, Kanti, Kirti, Tusti, Ila, and Urja, as were his material potencies, Vidya, Avidya, and Maya, and his internal pleasure potency, Shakti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So this is what all Akrūra is actually seeing. And also his Lord's principal internal potencies. Those are described here like Sriya, Pushtya, Gira, Kantya, Kirtya. Those are part of internal potency of the Lord. And then of course, the external potencies, Vidya, Avidya, and Maya are the external potencies. He also sees that Prahlad and Narad were Sapramukhe Bhagavato Uttame, like the Uttam shloks, they are glorifying Lord Shri Krishna, right? Even Suresha, Brahma, Rudra, everyone is Dvijotame, yeah, all glorifying Lord Krishna. Nice purpose. Let's read this. Anilji?
Jiya. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti explains the Lord's potencies mentioned in these verses. Shri is the potency of wealth, Pushti that of strength, Gir knowledge, Kanti beauty, Kirti fame, and Tushti renunciation. These are the Lord's 6 opulences. Ila is his Bhu Shakti, also known as Sandhini, the internal potency of whom the element earth is an expansion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vinod Prabhu?
Urja is his internal potency for performing pastimes. She expands as the tulasi plant in this world. Vidya and avidya, knowledge and ignorance, are external potencies who cause the living entities liberation and bondage, respectively. Shakti is his internal pleasure potency. Haladini and Maya is an internal potency who is the basis of Vidya and Avidya. The word Ka implies the presence of the Lord's marginal energy. The Jeev Shakti, who is subordinate to Maya, Lord Vishnu was being served by all these personified potencies. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah? So you see how the different potencies are described here of Lord Shri Krishna. Ajay?
विलोक्य सुभिषम प्रीतो भक्त्या परमया युतः हृष्य तनुरहो भाव परिकृतनात्मलोचनः गिरा गद्दया स्तौ शीत सत्व मालभ्य मालव्य सात्वतः प्रणम्य मूर्ध वहित कृतांजलिपुटः शनैः. As the great devotee Akrūra beheld all this, he became extremely pleased and felt enthused with transcendental devotion. His intense ecstasy caused his bodily hairs to stand on end and tears to flow from his eyes, drenching his entire body. Somehow managing to steady himself, Akrūra bowed his head to the ground. Then he joined his palm in supplication and in voice choked with emotion, very slowly and attentively began to pray. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what happens is he sees Lord Sri Krishna, he sees Lord Balram, that is the Sheshnag, and then Lord Vishnu. And so, of course, he gets into the ecstasy and says here, Gira Gad Dayastoshite Satam Alambya Satvatah. And slowly and slowly, Kritanjal Liputa Shane. Shane, slowly, he starts doing the glorification. He starts doing the prayers, is what is mentioned, right? Akrūra bowed his head to the ground, then he joined his palms in supplication and in a voice choked with emotion, very slowly and attentively began to pray. And this, of course, ends the purpose of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to the 10th canto, 39th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Akrūra's Vision. Bolo Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Hi.
So, this is how Akrūra is getting the darshan of Lord Shri Krishna and Lord Balram right on the way in the Amuna river. And as soon as he gets the darshan, beautiful prayers of Akrūra. Yeah, then Akrūra actually glorifies Lord Shri Krishna, and that's what this adhyaya is about. I think we'll probably read one shlok and then we'll pause here. Prem.
Shri Akrūra Vach Nato Smyaham Twakhil Hetum Narayanam Purusham Adyam Avayam Yatra Bijata Dar Vidam Koshad Brahma Virasid Yat Esa Loka.
Prioritize family time.
Shri Akrūra said, I bow down to you, the cause of all causes, the original and inexhaustible Supreme Person, Narayan. From the whole of the lotus born from your navel, Brahma appeared, and by his agency, this universe has come into being. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Sri Akrūra starts praying and glorifying Lord Shri Vishnu. And that's what he sees, that Nato Ashmyaham Tva Akhil Hetu Hetum. Akhil Hetu Hetum. You are the cause of all causes. Yeah. You are Narayanam Purusham Adhyam Vyayam. You are the original and inexhaustible Supreme Person. Yeah. And, saying, it talks about the Brahmaji, from the wall of the lotus, born from your navel, Lord Brahma appeared. And then he's saying, Brahma virasit yat esha lokah. And then when Lord Brahma appeared, and then by his agency, this universe has come into being. So this is how Akrūra starts glorifying and praying Lord Shri Vishnu, who gives him darshan in the Yamuna river, right? And so we'll continue to read this. Very beautiful prayers, actually. I think on YouTube also you should find that Akrūra's prayers for Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah. So let's just read one more shlok and then we'll pause. Yeah. Bustoyam agniha pavanam kamadi mahan jadir mana indriyani sarve indriyartha vibhuddhaksha sarve ye hetavaste jagato anga bhuta hai. Earth, water, fire, air, ether and its source, false ego, the Mahat Tattva, the total material nature and her source, the Supreme Lord's Purush expansion, the mind, the senses, the sense objects, and the senses presiding deities, all these cause of the cosmic manifestation are born from your transcendental body. Yeah. So this is how Akrūra is glorifying, praying. Yeah. And as we can see, all the source of the gross body, the source of the subtle body, and all the Gyanendriyas and Karmendriyas, which we have all studied in the past in different adhyayas, right? All have come from the transcendental body of Lord Shri Vishnu. That's how Akrūra is glorifying. So we'll pause here, and the next time we are going to read the entire Akrūra's prayer, starting from Shlok 1. Very beautiful, blissful prayers of Akrūra. Yeah. So let's pause here. And then, as I was mentioning, Narsingh Chaturthi is there on this Thursday. And there's a beautiful Narsingh Kavach, which we have heard before as well, I think, sung in one of the temples of ISKCON. Very powerful prayer of Narsingh Kavach. Yeah, what we are going to hear, it's around 8 minutes. So let's hear that. Very, very blissful.
कवचम् वक्ष्ये प्रह्लादेनोदितं पुरा सर्वरक्षाकरं पुण्यं सर्वोपद्रवनाशनं स्वाहा सर्वसम्पत्करं चैव स्वर्गमोक्षप्रदायकं ध्यात्वा नृसिंहं देवेशं हेमसिंहासनस्थितं स्वाहा त्रिनयनम् शरदिन्दुसमप्रभम् लक्ष्म्यालिङ्गितवामाङ्गम् विभूतिनिरुपाश्रितम् स्वाहा चतुर्भुजम् कोमलाङ्गम् स्वर्णकुण्डलशोभितम् श्रिया सुशोभितोरस्कम् रत्नकेयूरमुद्रितम् स्वाहा सङ्काशम् पीतनिर्मलवाससम् इन्द्रादिसुरमौलिष्टस्फुरन्माणिक्यदीप्तिभिः स्वाहा लीलाधितपदन्वन्नम् शङ्खचक्रादिहेतिभिः गरुत्मता च विनयात् स्तूयमानम् मुदान्वितम् स्वाहा संवासं कृत्वा कवचं पठेत् नृसिंहो मे शिरः पातु लोकरक्षात्मसम्भवः स्वाहा सर्वगोपिस्तम्भवासः फालं मे रक्षतु ध्वनिम् नृसिंहो मे दृशौ पातु सोमसूर्याग्निलोचनः स्वाहा पातु नृहरिः मुनिवर्यस्तुतिप्रियः नासं मे सिंहनासस्तु मुखं लक्ष्मीमुखप्रियः स्वाहा सर्वविद्याधिपः पातु नृसिंहो रसना मम वक्त्रं पात्विन्दुवदनं सदा प्रह्लादवन्दितः स्वाहा मे कण्ठं स्कन्धो भूधरातकृत् दिव्यास्त्रशोभितभुजो नृसिंहः पातु मे भुजो स्वाहा करो मे देववरदो नृसिंहः पातु सर्वतः हृदयं योगिसाध्यश्च निवासं पातु मे हरिः स्वाहा कुक्षिविदारणः नाभिं मे पातु बृहरिः स्वनाभि ब्रह्म संस्तुतः स्वाहा ब्रह्माण्डकोटयः कट्यां यस्यासौ पातु मे कटिं गुह्यं मे पातु गुह्यानां मन्त्राणां गुह्यरूपधृक् स्वाहा मनोभवः पातु जानुमीनररूपधृक् जङ्घे पातु धराभारहर्तायो सौर्यकेसरी स्वाहा सुरराज्यप्रदः पातु पादौ मे नृहरीश्वरः सहस्रशीर्षः पुरुषः पातु मे सर्वशस्तनु स्वाहा पातु महावीराग्रजोभितः महाविष्णुर्दक्षिणे तु महाज्वालस्तु नैऋतौ स्वाहा पश्चिमे पातु सर्वेषु दिशि मे सर्वतोमुखः नृसिंहः पातु वायव्यां सौम्यां भीषणविग्रहः स्वाहा ईशान्यां पातु भद्रो मे सर्वमङ्गलदायकः संसारभयतः पातु मृत्योर्मृत्युर्मृकेसरी स्वाहा गर्जन्तं गर्जयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हरन्तं गर्जन्तं गर्जयन्तं निजभुजपटलं स्फोटयन्तं हरन्तं स्वाहा दिव्यन्तं तापयन्तं दिविभुवि दिविजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिपन्तं दिव्यन्तं तापयन्तं दिविभुवि दिविजं क्षेपयन्तं क्षिपन्तं स्वाहा क्रन्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं संहरन्तं हरन्तं क्रन्दन्तं रोषयन्तं दिशि दिशि सततं संहरन्तं हरन्तं स्वाहा वीक्षन्तं घूर्णयन्तं करनिकरशतैर्दिव्यसिंहं नमामि वीक्षन्तं घूर्णयन्तं करनिकरशतैर्दिव्यसिंहं नमामि स्वाहा श्रीनरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय नरसिंह 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 स्वाहा श्रीनरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय नरसिंह
बोलो श्री नरसिंह भगवान की
जय
So very blissful Sri Narsingh Bhagwan Kavach. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah. Here this
Just
Thursday.
check, you mentioned it is day after tomorrow, but day after tomorrow it is in India. As per the Panchang, it is tomorrow in here.
Oh, is tomorrow here? Oh,
In Cary, yeah, I just looked up the Drik Panchang. So Narsingh Jayanti in India it is 30th, but
Oh,
in
in
Kerala.
Balaji Mandir here, in Balaji Mandir, I thought they were doing it on Thursday. I'm not sure though.
Okay. Maybe, I mean, I'm just looking at the Drik Panchang.
Hmm.
So,
I think in actually even ISKCON they are doing on Thursday.
hmm.
But I think in Balaji temple, so there's a
Mhm.
Narsingh Bhagwan, right? In Balaji temple, they will do the Abhishek and all that.
Mhm.
We can double check whether it's tomorrow or Thursday, I think. Definitely
Yeah,
check.
so it's saying Chaturdashi Tithi begins 10, well, if it begins at 10:21, then maybe, yeah, then it is Thursday only because, yeah,
Thursday, right? Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Yeah, everyone is doing on Thursday. So yeah, no, I think it'll be nice. Actually, in the Balaji Mandir, they'll do it between 5:30 to 7:30, Abhishek and everything else.
Okay.
So if you happen to go that side, can go. ISKCON, I'm sure they'll do something. But yeah, otherwise, at home, listen to the Kavach.
Mhm.
I can send the link. And yeah, I'll send the link of this Narsingh Bhagwan Kavach and Narsingh Aarti and everything else. Also, I'll be traveling next 2 weeks. Again, I know these few months have been a lot of travel actually. So, but I think hopefully after that it should stabilize. But next 2 weeks I won't be here again. So we'll pause for 2 more weeks. Yeah. And then we'll restart after that. So it's May 1st and May 2nd week. And we'll restart on 18th May again. Hmm? So for those 2 weeks, just relax, have fun.
Yeah, I'll be traveling after that. So
Oh, you're traveling after that? Oh, yeah.
starting on
Yeah.
18th.
Yeah, Premzul is taking on a big yatra, actually. So he'll be going to Kailash Parvat. So that'll be nice. So we'll hear experiences from Prem when he comes back. And that'll be nice. And cool. So everyone have a good trip and all that. And then we'll see you back on May 18th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.